Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Streaming Without a Paddle. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.
I think we should rename the show today to a TED Talk, and I'm not talking about the educational TED Talks that they have out there, because Ted's going to talk, and we're talking about Ted Lasso.
Oh, that was timing right
Yeah,
there.
it was.
Cracker Jack timing.
And that was not rehearsed.
Yeah, I think we have different views on this right now.
We're halfway through the season. We
Yes.
did six episodes, and I'm going to start off with the first two seasons. I loved them. When season one came out, I was blown away. It was a new concept in the way the show was shot. It was written. It was put together. It was refreshing. It was new. It was exciting. Season two came along, and it started out okay, but towards the end there, I guess it was episode 9 of season 2, where Beard had his big night out, Beard's night out. I did not like that episode at all.
I don't care about his character.
Yeah.
He is a nothing. He is the janitor from Scrubs.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
that obviously that Sue Wright wrote Scrubs. I don't care about his character. I don't care about anything that happens to him.
he's the guy that comes in and delivers the punchline or makes whatever it is funny, and that's all. He's in the door, he's out the door, bingo. I agree with you. I totally. But anyway, then season 3 rolls around, and of course it had all this drama unfolding before the season, and delays and releases, and reshoots, and I don't like season 3.
I like season 3, but it's more so that I want to see what happens between Ted and Nate, and I just want to see what happens with all the characters. My biggest pet peeve with a television show like this is we try to keep it going too long. Well, like, the logical conclusion is you're back in this thing. You've got a great player in Zava. Do you win it? Do you win it without Zava? Whatever happens, do you beat Nate? Do you do this? And it's like, we don't have enough time to tell that story. There's 6 episodes left, and I feel like what we've seen is 2 episodes worth of material.
Yeah, well, my feeling is it's every episode's too convoluted. There are too many stories being told. I went back and I looked at the synopsis of season 1, season 2, and there was a main story and then there was a secondary story. And that pretty much was consistent all the way through season 2. This season opened up with everybody having a story told.
Yep.
Rebecca, everybody in there, and they even started to introduce new stories from existing characters, like Colin, who's played by Billy Harris. Oh, guess what? He turns out to be gay.
And in the first 2 seasons, he was just not a very good football player.
Yeah, I'm just like,
that is a little push.
Why? Why do we need? And what was the deal with Zava? Why did we need Zava? He came in for two episodes.
Well, where is he? Is he going to come back?
He's gone.
Is he going to come back?
I don't know, but does it matter? Why introduce?
I think they introduced Zava because they needed to win, and he got them really to where they're high in the standings. But it's also, if I'm a writer, it's to get Jamie Tardif. Isn't that his last name? Tardif?
Yeah, Jamie Tardif. Don't get me started with Jamie.
Well, it's to get him to be the guy, the hero captain they started out. They want him to be.
Yeah, I don't think and who is Jamie Tart this season? I mean, he was this aloof, unknowing, dumb. His character was so funny because he was so uneducated.
Yeah.
I mean, he showed no empathy for anybody. It was all about him, and then this year, oh my gosh, he's just Mr. Bundle of Feelings.
Well, I think
I'm sorry, Roy.
I think they're trying to grow him. I get it.
Why? It's the last season. They've already said
the last season.
They've already said this is the final season.
I will bet you a strong lunch on me that this is not the last season.
They've said it was the last season. I'm going into it, and I think it is because they're trying to give every character that was in this series a story. They really are. They're trying to wrap them up, like Colin and Sam and
Sam. They haven't even touched Sam this season.
Well, he's got the restaurant, and
Right.
he's got a whole
not
new
really
thing
though.
going
They
on.
just swept under the Rebecca thing.
And Roy, look at Roy. Roy's becoming sympathetic, empathetic, and not tough old Roy. Kaylee, oh my goodness. Oh, great. She's a lesbian. We're finding this out in episode 6 or 5. Why are we doing this? Why are we adding to this story? I mean, wind it up if you want this.
It is a point. I mean, I get what you're saying. There is a point of like, that last night's episode was an hour.
Yeah.
An hour.
An hour. The last episode 6 was an hour. I hit the up button on the remote to see how much time I had left. I've never done that on a Ted Lasso episode.
It was so long.
It was. And you know what made it seem long? The episode was horrible. They had 6 storylines going on in one episode. Rebecca falling into the canal after losing a friendly match. And let's turn around and
Jamie and Roy Bond.
Jamie and Roy. Higgs going to the jazz club with William.
His son.
No, is it his son?
Yeah.
You think, really?
Yeah, William's his son.
No.
Yes.
I missed that somewhere. Anyway.
They look
Trent Krim.
Came out.
He came out too with Colin. Okay, that's 4. Now we got Ted over here having this epiphany off of drugs. He thought he was. What is Ted Lasso doing taking drugs? Psychedelics. What is it?
At an American-themed restaurant in Amsterdam.
Which, and then they turn out the drugs weren't really drugs. It was a bad batch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walter White never made a bad batch. Okay.
And I go back to
not even when the kid was cooking alone.
I just can't stand the assistant coach.
Beard,
he sucks.
I like him when he comes in and he corrects somebody, or somebody says something, they look at him for confirmation. That's it. Yep. Nope. But they're expanding that role. Don't like it.
They're expanding everyone's role because everyone in the series is like, hey, if you want me to come back, I want a better role.
And look, they brought Dr. Sharon in the first 2 episodes. Okay. We're 6 episodes in. She hasn't been there for 4. Why? There was no goodbye. There was no formal television goodbye.
So
why'd even bring her back? Because at the end of season 2, she left for a new job. They gave her a big wad of cash, and it was the perfect goodbye. They're in a bar. They're drinking beers. Ted puts an army man in her beer, and he says he's got to go to the loo, and he never comes back. And May delivers a note. Says, if you want a refreshed beer, I'll do that. And, gives the note to Dr. Sharon, and she's like, I would have done that. That's a me move or whatever it was. And end of story. Dr. Sharon's gone. But, oh, no, let's bring her back for a couple of episodes. Minor. It's just, Ted.
I'm looking to see if Zava comes back. That's what I'm looking up right now.
Then what's the point? If this is the final season, why introduce a new character? You know what? Instead of bringing Zava in, you know what? You could have made it where Sam, in the off season became this great soccer player, or Jamie had that transformation.
Well, I think that's what they're trying to do. That Jamie has all the talent. They're trying to make him.
But they could have built that up in the off season, and he could have been more cocky and more arrogant, and he and Roy could have just really butted heads over it.
Yes,
through the whole season, like they did in season 1 and season 2, just butt those heads all the way to the end, and then in the final, Roy.
You just don't like the way this is going.
I think it's overwritten. I would have loved to seen the first script, the first go around.
Okay.
I mean, because this is not. They ruined a great show. I don't get excited about it.
I can't even find Zava in the credits.
So I'm like, oh.
So you're excited about the rest?
Season 1, season 2, man, it was, what was it, a Friday night? Friday night it dropped?
Yeah.
That was a big deal. I mean, that was like, okay, Friday night's family night. Let's get some fun food. Let's sit down and watch Lasso.
But not anymore.
I accredit, what was it, season 1, episode 5?
Yes.
Christmas.
Yeah, that was a great one.
That's the best Christmas episode of any sitcom or drama-con I've ever seen in my life. It was amazing, heartfelt, unbelievable. And look at it. And they're bringing the whole Ted and ex-wife and the kid.
Oh, that I didn't like.
That was so stupid. I now, because it's so public of Sudeikis's and Olivia Wilde's divorce, you just can't help but not think that this is like a poke or a punch back at her, you know? He's communicating to her, you hurt me when you were seeing somebody else, a.k.a. Harry Styles. You know? No. Sorry.
So I don't have quite these harsh feelings on this show. I still enjoy it. It's just last night's episode was overbloated and it was too hard. He did that in Scrubs, though. Towards the end of Scrubs, it was so many things happening at once. He just gets, I mean, that's what he does. Really great writer. He just, I don't know.
Who's this? Who's he?
The creator of Ted Lasso.
Oh.
He did Scrubs.
He
Bill,
did Scrubs.
Bill, whatever his name is.
Oh, okay. You're right. No, and I'm so
it's
passionate.
It's not going to end.
It is because they're killing it now. And I can't believe Apple would. I mean, they have to be livid over this.
Well, they made him go reshoot it.
I don't know if they made him go. Or Sudeikis wanted to reshoot it.
I think that they reshot the ending.
I really want to know the backstory on all this going on. But the reason I'm so passionate about it is season 1 and season 2, with the exception of episode 9, that went off the rails with Beard's, night out on the town. It was the greatest series I think I've ever seen. And then after the buildup of this season, the delays and get back into it. And I mean, seriously.
You're going to get really mad because I'll tell you what's going to happen.
Okay, I'm ready. Bring it on, because you can't spoil anything.
Rebecca and Ted Lasso are going to have their moment, finally.
You think?
You're going to get so mad because you're going to feel like it's so forced. They were sprinkling it in there last night. Hey, boss lady, where you at? You want to hang out, boss lady? Hey. It's going to happen.
It might happen, but it's not going to be a love affair. My prediction is Ted's going to move back to the States because he's going to reconcile with his ex-wife. Oh, what's happening now? Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde.
Are they?
Well, they're talking. They're communicating. They've been seen together. So
Jason Sudeikis.
That's my prediction.
If you listen to this, I respect you as an actor and a comedian. You're very funny.
Ditto.
Do not get back with Olivia Wilde.
I don't have any say-so. You do whatever you want.
Do not get back with Olivia Wilde.
I'm not going to get in. I'm disappointed, Jason.
Olivia Wilde is, Hey. If she wants to drive a shiny new car, then she's going to want to drive a shiny new car again.
Yeah. Well. Anyway.
Also, Harry Styles is a horrendous actor. Good singer.
Did you watch him in the?
I didn't watch that other thing, but I watched the movie that I loved, and I was like, man, this would have been a lot better with Shia LaBeouf.
No, okay.
Straight. I mean, we can't even compare.
I'm not even. Yeah, Harry.
But he was fine. He just was like, you were watching it and being like,
yeah.
Oh, you're acting with people that are very far out of your league.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm disappointed. I mean, I feel like this season is that big Chinese balloon floating over the Midwest and sending up an F-22 with a Sidewinder missile blowing it up out of the air. This is where I am, and the big satellite thing is crashing to Earth.
Are you going to finish it?
The series? Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't. I'm invested. We've got a show to do.
I think the biggest...
We've got a show to do. But this is going to kill Apple.
No, it's not. Apple only makes television series and movies because they have money to piss away. Yeah. That's the truth. This is a tax write-off.
But this is something that builds their viewership. This is the thing that builds subscribers. This is the kind of show. Well,
the only thing.
To put it lightly, money. I mean, It is. It's money. It's a good show, or at least it was.
It's a good show.
No, it's an average show now. It's an average. It was a good show. It was beyond good. It was groundbreaking series. It was. First 2 seasons, and I guess we get to, 8 or 9? 9 was when Beard had the thing. I'm trying to remember what 8 was from last season. too heavy. We started out with Ted Lasso light.
Well, let's run down the remaining episode titles.
Okay, this is how it goes. It was Ted Lasso 1% milk.
Okay.
I'm sorry, whole milk.
Okay.
And then season 2 we went down to 2% milk. And now this gallon that we're being served is
Lactate?
Bingo. I was going to say 1%, but yours is better.
Okay, so here's what we have left. Make Rebecca Great Again. The Diamond Dogs. All Apologies. And The Hope That Kills You. Wait a minute. That's season... I just put in season 3? Yeah. There we go. Hold up. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Boxes is the next episode.
Uh-huh.
And it doesn't... There's 12 episodes. Okay.
12, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
12. I don't think they've given out the titles for the next 6.
Yeah, they haven't.
That was his box. Yeah, that was season 2.
So far, I'm going to give this season... Or I'm going to say my problem with the season, then we're going to rate it, and then that's all we...
Yeah.
You know. I think that this season, when I did think it was an A+, both the other seasons pretty much, I think this is like a B. Just a B. I know you're going to give it a D or an F, but it's a B. The problem is we're focusing on other storylines and not enough on Ted and their quest to beat Nate the Great. That needs to be the main storyline throughout the season. And they veer.
That knowing that this was the final season.
I mean, they're going to tie it together.
The last game of the season should have been Richmond versus Wexham.
It will be.
Whatever. And the whole season should have been a build-up. Every episode's main story should have been beating Rupert and beating Nate. Rebecca versus Rupert, Ted versus Nate.
That would be what I would say in a writing room, with one or two little off scripts of things happening.
Oh yeah, no, the little side stories, like again, that was the first 2 seasons. One main story, one side story. That was it. So now we're into season 3, and there's no main stories, and there's 4 to 6 side stories.
Well, we're gonna, now that he's come up with this new offense and defense, they're gonna do it. Zava's not going to want to play it. They're going to sit Zava on the bench.
Zava's gone.
Zava's not gone.
He's gone. He retired.
Okay.
That's what he said. He's going to be with his family and his avocado trees.
I guess. We'll see. Okay, so he's gone. So now Jamie Tart is going to step up and be the guy they wanted him to be.
Yeah, which that could have been episode 1, season 3. They're coming back. Have them walking in the door to the club for the first time since the end of the last season. They're in the Premier League again. They beat relegation, and in the off season, Jamie's become this egotistical, unbelievable football player. Excuse me. That's what it should have happened, and then it should have all been to the final game being between Richmond and Waxham or whatever it is. Ted versus Nate, and Rebecca versus Rupert, to see who plays in the championship game for the Premier League. Okay. That's what it should have been.
Well, Andrew is fired up.
Should have been. All right, here's my thing. Here's my take on this season. It was an A, a solid A. It was original everything. Season 1, season 2. A- season 2, and based on the Ted Lasso scale of season 1, this is a D. This season is a D. That's how far they've dropped, which still makes it a C when it comes to any other kind of sitcom or dramacon out there. That's just the reality. But in the Ted Lasso sphere of creativity and writing and enjoyment, this is a D.
Well, let's see how they finish.
Well, we'll talk about it. It's gonna
6 weeks from now.
I mean, after the last episode, oh my gosh, that was ridiculous. That was just seriously. Every time they cut to Rebecca on the boat with the stranger, who's welcome new character
For one episode.
for one episode. Every time I got up and you know what? I think I'm going to go get some ice cream. Oh, I could top my drink off because that was just horrible. Horrible. Anyway, all right. So that's my rating. Sorry.
Okay.
Boom. Drop the mic.
That's it.
That's it.
We'll see you guys next
So
week.
welcome. Thank you for listening to TED Talk. Ted Lasso Talk, that is. All right. No, but thank you for listening to Streaming Without a Paddle. Thanks for sharing and going to all our social. We appreciate it. And on that note, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.
Till next week.